It's the 23rd of May. My name's Jerusha Sukhthia Roth, and as always, I'm joined by my colleague in studio, Roy McKenzie, to chat about this morning's newspaper headlines. Hi, Roy.
Hi, Jerusha.
Well, today's newspaper headlines, really. The day's half gone, isn't it? We've got a mixed bag today, a really mixed bag.
Yeah, it's interesting, actually. I think yesterday there was politics, and I think everyone's maybe getting a little bit tired of that.
I know,
remembering that there's other news.
Yeah. But Zuma's inauguration is up, and I have to say, my favorite front page is the Pretoria News. City gets ready for Jay-Z gig.
Yeah, I know. I think they're looking at the party that goes with it.
And if we move over to the Cape Argus, also a picture of Zuma practicing, because tomorrow's going to be a really big day.
Yeah, and he's got Makhumalo there, so that's obviously the wife that's going to be accompanying him. So, yeah.
Government say they're expecting thousands in Pretoria.
Yeah, well, look, it is going to be a big thing. And, we've got the road closures all on News 24, so you can check that out. And we're also doing a Google map of all the public viewing areas where you can actually watch the inauguration. I didn't know that was happening, but if you need it, go to News 24 and you can see that.
Great. So it's kind of like the World Cup all over again.
Yeah, I don't think the fan villages will be quite as big.
Now, if we look on the cover of The Citizen, we've got everybody's favorite sleazy Czech, Radovan Krejcir.
Yeah.
This case has been ongoing, so what's happening
Absolutely.
at the moment?
Well, he's now in court. I mean, there's been an ongoing extradition battle and various other things, but he's now in court for an assault and kidnapping case. But now his assets are being taken and all sorts of other things are coming out. We had a News 24 story yesterday that he's actually a engineer and they're looking at his background. So, yeah.
It's crazy. He kidnaps people and steals things and now has his assets taken away from him to pay the tax that he hasn't paid. It's almost like a movie.
And he's not meant to be here anyway.
It's bizarre.
Yeah.
So more on News 24, obviously,
Yes,
about that.
Yeah, that's a very ongoing story.
Now, let's have a look at the front page of Beeld, the Nkandla saga that will never die.
No.
But this particular piece isn't speaking about the Nkandla homestead itself.
No.
It's referring to something different.
Yeah, it's the, they call it Zumaville, which is a village. It's a great development, and obviously in a rural area where it needs upliftment, it's a great idea, but it's just 3 k's from the Nkandla residents, which begs the question, how much did that influence things? So there were complaints about 2 years ago to the Public Protector that the R1 billion that's going to be spent on this is perhaps needing an investigation, and she's not going to do it.
So in Nkandla, it may not be debated in Parliament. It may not even reach Parliament, but maybe Zumaville will. You don't really know at this stage.
We don't know yet, yeah. No, it's quite an interesting, there's a quote in there, did Nkandla win the lottery? And they were just saying how lucky was that part of the world.
Right.
Yeah.
A relatively obscure part of the country, all
Yes.
things considered.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at the front page of the Cape Times.
Yeah, we've got an interesting, they've led with something else. It's more of a business story. 1,000 top telecom managers facing the axe, which is obviously quite a big thing, which is quite interesting. If you look at Business Report, just inside, there's another telecom story there. Telkom pays 2.7 billion rand for a company, Business Connection. So, one wonders just how much those two have to do with each other.
Right, cutting staff to buy new companies. We wonder.
Yeah. And then, yes, Die Burger, which is the other Cape Town daily that we have in the studio with us today, has something that's obviously very much more linked to Cape Town, Perleman or Abalone.
Abalone,
it's
yes.
an ongoing thing. The supply is being diminished hugely by illegal poaching and so on. And so they're looking at now cutting the quotas, which will obviously have a huge impact on local communities who depend on that.
Now, abalone's not something that you can just go and pick out the ocean as it is. It really is heavily legislated. So
Absolutely.
Government's looking to clamp down further.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Roy, and we'll
It's
chat
a
to you
pleasure.
on Monday.
Great.
For these stories and more, visit news24.com, follow us on Twitter and Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.